Everyone, what is good? Hope you guys are enjoying. Raider Nation, I hope you're enjoying the back-to-back victory weeks. I know I am. You got to live it up. Again, we don't get them often, but when we do, enjoy them as much as you can. I'm hitting you real quick with my real game recap of our 21-17 victory over the New England Patriots. Huge game, huge win. It's one that we needed, especially going into the next, really 4 games that we have upcoming. But before I get into it, if you could hit that subscribe button, like the video, turn on those notifications so you get notified when I drop more content. I would definitely appreciate it. So, going into this game, it was huge. We got the Lions next week, then we get the Giants, then we got the Jets. You know, we beat Green Bay last week. We beat the Patriots. I mean, we could easily win 4 out of these 5. And I think we have to. If you take a look at what the back end of our schedule looks like, it's a tough schedule. So these games are important. We could shock the world, you know, beating the Lions in a couple weeks, but let's take it 1 week at a time. We got Chicago coming up, and I think it's a game we can definitely win. But I'm going to hit you kind of after reviewing the film and really digesting this victory, this game. Kind of want to hit you with a little bit of my a recap on it. So, this is a game that we easily could have lost. If you look at how the game played out, right? We only scored 13 in the first half. There was a lot of miscues on the Patriots side, right? Zeke Elliott caught a ball in the flats, took it for, I think it was roughly around a 70-yard touchdown. What is that? What happens? Holding gets called back. We on our opening drive, New England gets called for. I think it's a leverage call when the defender uses the center or any lineman to kind of elevate themselves to try to block the field goal. They get called. We made that field goal, but what happens is extended the drive. We got about 4 more plays out of it. Yes, we finished it off with a field goal, but extended the drive. It allowed us to win that time of possession battle. Allowed our defense to really, you know, get a little bit of a rest, get their strategy kind of in place, and so, but it extended the drive, and you know the interception that Trayvon Morrig had. I mean, look, I'll take any interception, I'll take any turnover, but the reality is that was a gift by Mac Jones. I mean, he just threw it right to Morrig, nowhere near Hunter Henry, which was the intended target. So, that was basically a gift. Devontae Parker at the very end of the game dropping the ball. I don't know how at the end of the game our defense got beat deep. In that situation, you keep everything underneath because they only needed 3 points to go on top. Score was 19-17 at the time. So, but Mac Jones threw a dime, threw a perfect ball right in the hands of Devontae Parker, would have got them away from the end zone, would have took them, I believe it was around about a 40, 45 yard, pass down the sideline. That would have got them even closer to field goal range, and he drops it. So if you look at the course of the game, I don't know if we can definitively say we beat the Patriots. I think there was a lot there's an argument to be had that the Patriots beat themselves. So, I at the end of the day, I'll go over some of the offensive my viewpoint of the offense and my viewpoint of the defense, but that's kind of in a nutshell, kind of how I felt of the game. Is that you know in my pre-game analysis video that I dropped a few days ago, I basically said we needed to have a convincing win. I would have loved to see a 27-3 type of game. You know, I would have loved to see a 31-3 type of game, but 27-3, I think you can really, or 27-10. Sorry, you could really walk away from that game saying, what, offense did what they were supposed to do, and defense did what they were supposed to do. But a 21-17 victory where New England basically made a lot of mistakes throughout the game that really hurt them. I think at the end of the day, I would have liked to see a more convincing win, but I will take it. I'll take any win because at the end of the day, it really is hard to win in the National Football League. So, but let's take a look at the offense, right? We came out, we're out the box getting the ball to Michael Mayer. And that was one of my keys to victory that I had in my previous video is the New England Patriots this season have proven that they're not very good guarding the tight end. And so I knew we had to get Michael Mayer and Austin Hooper involved. And what do we do? Right out the box, Michael Mayer starts getting catches. And throughout the game, he started showing us kind of flashes why we chose him in the second round. So I think we just need to build on that. We won the time of possession in the first half, which was great. Now New England evened that out at the end of the game. I still think we won the time of possession, but it was pretty minimal. But in the first half, we dominated the time of possession. So I think that was huge, and that was that's another one of my keys of victory. Time uh, Dominating the time of possession helps your defense rest, helps your defense, come on that field fresh and really get those 3 and outs so our offense can get back on that field and move that football. So, we won it in the first half, which was great. Um, Now, one of the downsides is we got a running back, which was the former rushing champion last year, and he's still being held to under 4 yards a carry. We really need to get him going. Josh McDaniels, he's got to figure out what's going on because we basically have the same offensive line as we had last year. The difference is Alex Bars versus Van Roten. That's really the only difference. And so he's got to figure out what he did last year and start to replicate that. Now, I can go deeper into it. I'm not going to right now. I think it's quarterback play, right? Jimmy G can't push the ball downfield, which means the defense can stack the box. So I understand that. But guess what? McDaniels, you made your bed. You need to figure this out. So we got to get Josh Jacobs going again. That's, I think, what is going to help us in a lot of situations. And I'll get into one of those situations a little bit later in the video. Hoyer, Jimmy G went down the first half. Hoyer came in the second half. We're out the box. Hits Trey Tucker, 48-yard play down the field. Longest play of the season, I believe. But he got that deep ball downfield. Jimmy G attempted, I think, twice. One was down the sideline to Devonta Adams, which he overthrew out of bounds. Never even gave him a shot. And then the second one was to Jacoby Myers, and he only took the shot because there was a offsides flag thrown. So I don't really consider it a deep shot. He just took the shot because of the penalty. But Hoyer came out, threw it deep to Trey Tucker right out the box, which was huge. And I think that's what's kind of started to loosen up that offense or that defense a little bit. Huge negative, and I got to throw it out there is we put some drives together, which was good again, which resulted in us uh, really taking over that time of possession stat. But we need to learn how to finish. We had 4 field goals. We took 6 trips, I believe, to the red zone, 4 field goals, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The good teams score touchdowns. It's really that simple. The teams that you're going to see, in January, in February, they finish drives with touchdowns. You can't finish. You can't settle for field goals in this league. You got to finish. And one of the things that I think is the problem is when you can't sustain a running game, when you can't prove that you can run on the ground, defenses are going to stack the box all day long, and it doesn't open up that pass. When you get in that red zone, that field is so condensed that you have to have that threat of a run. You have to, because if you don't, then defenses won't bail and kind of stretch that defense or stretch out a little bit to kind of open up those passing lanes. And so, at the end of the day, I think the lack of run game hurts us in the red zone as well. So again, Josh McDaniels, you put this team together, you brought your boys in, you got to figure this out. So that's kind of my keys on my take on the offensive side. And I guess one more thing, and when I talk about in the red zone, the tough part is I don't think Josh McDaniels really has confidence. To be dead honest with you, I think he's lost confidence in the offense. I don't think he has confidence in the players that he brought in to execute his game plan, and I think that's why he's settling for field goals a lot. So and I'm gonna post another video on this because I think this warrants an entire video of why I feel Josh McDaniels has truly just lost confidence in the offense and the personnel that he's brought in and he's putting on the field. So look out for that video in the future. So defense, I dropped a video last week that kind of said, hey, like, is this defense improving? Are we improving? Are we looking better? Can we start to kind of be on that side of should we get excited? I'm cautiously optimistic. And the reason why I say that is, you look at the Patriots game, right? The Patriots, they didn't score a touchdown in 12 quarters or 26 drives. They had 26 drives where they didn't score a touchdown. And what happens? We give up touchdowns. The turnover that we had, Trayvon Moore, it was a gift. Mac Jones just threw it straight to him. So I, look, I will continue to be optimistic about the defense because I think that they're doing some good things. I don't like the fact that, and it goes back to the beginning part of my video where I think the Patriots lost this game more than we beat the Patriots. Um, you know, Devontae Parker, he drops the deep ball that beat our defense on top, which wasn't good. Ezekiel Elliott has that 70-yard run for a touchdown that gets called back. I mean, there's plays that could have really swung this game. And so I will still give credit to the defense. I think the defense is still doing well. You can't negate the fact that they got that safety at the end of the game, really to really close the game out, which was huge. So I am cautiously optimistic. I really like what I see out of the defense. I do think we need to clean some things up. We've cleaned up the missed tackles that we were seeing in the beginning of the season, which is great. But at the end of the day, there's some big plays. We gave up that huge play to Christian Watson last week against Green Bay. We got to clean some of these plays up, and I think that'll be the turning point for this defense. So cautiously optimistic about the defense. And then I'm going to kind of go through kind of our stock up and stock down on some players. What players are really starting to look up, and what players are we starting to see regress a little bit that I'd like to see improve or just really step up their game. So let's go with the players that are kind of on the rise. We're at the box, Michael Mayer, right? 5 catches, 75 yards. If we continue to roll with that or build on that, I think it's going to be a positive thing. That's been one of my that's been one of my keys in every video that I make about the offense is we got to get others involved. Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer, we got to get these guys involved. Take the pressure off of Josh Jacobs, off of Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. So it's good to see Michael Mayer get involved, and we need to keep that ball rolling. Robert Spillane is playing his heart out. He's doing a great job. Can't say enough great things about him. Divine Diablo, and when I review the film, Divine Diablo is doing a lot of things that maybe a lot of people don't see. He may not be making those big flashy plays. There was one play in the game um, where Mac Jones threw the ball clearly out of bounds. He basically looked at one read, didn't see it, shot it over the running back's head, and the running back was going into the flats. Well, Divine Diablo was the reason why Mac Jones threw it out of bounds. His coverage skills are actually improving a lot, and he's flying around the field. So I think Divine Diablo has been doing a pretty good job this season. He had a couple of key missed tackles in the beginning of the season, but it seems like he's really cleaning that stuff up. So Divine Diablo, I think his stock is going up. Trayvon Merrick, he's got that pick. He's holding down our turnovers for the most part. His stock is going up. Adam Butler on the D line. He had 1.5 sacks. He had a huge sack in the beginning of the game, and he basically he shared the sack that was for the safety at the end of the game with Max Crosby. He's right there. Him and Max basically hit him at the same time. You got to give it to him. And then I got to give stock up on Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham as a defensive coordinator, he's with the cards that he's been dealt, with the personnel that he's been given, I think he's doing a pretty damn good job with his defense. Go back to a video that I posted a couple weeks ago about our defense and how I feel like Patrick Graham is doing actually a hell of a job, considering the fact that he doesn't have much help. We haven't poured a lot of resources into our defense. So I give it up to Patrick Graham. Stock down. Guys that I think are regressing that we need to see more out of. One, Jimmy G, of course. He's I don't know how many interceptions we've had so far with Jimmy G. I believe it's 8. So you know he's got to improve. It's really that simple. Hunter Renfro, that's a hard one. Hunter Renfro, everybody. There's rumors he's on the trading block, and I understand why, but we just haven't seen him. McDaniels hasn't figured out how to use him. I I blame it more on McDaniels and Hunter Renfro, but not a whole lot to say about that. I don't want to get into it. There's a lot to say about it. I'll take that back. There's a lot to say about it, but I don't want to put it on this video. I will make another video probably in the next week because as we get closer to the trade deadline, I'll make a video on my thoughts on that because I got a lot to say on it. Um, and then Dylan Parham, our draft pick of last year. He was looking promising last year, but this year I think he's struggling, and it may not be fully his fault. Again, defenses are stacking the box. We can't throw the ball deep. We're not spreading the ball out as much as we should, and defenses are just stacking the box and bringing, you know, 7, 8 guys. They're bringing the house almost every play. So, but even when Perham actually squares up on his man, when he actually gets good position, he's still getting beat. Now he is undersized. He's an undersized guard, so it's going to be difficult for him. But man, he's letting up a lot of D linemen getting into the backfield when it comes to pass blocking. He is struggling. So I think not sure what's going on too much, but he's got to kind of get out of this funk a little bit and start stepping up his game. And then stock down. Lastly, I know we're winning, but man, Josh McDaniels, I think his stock is still down. Why? Our offense still has not passed the 20-point mark in a single game. They scored 19. The defense got us to the extra 2 to get to 21. He's the offensive guru. He was touted as one of the best red zone offensive coaches in this league, and we are one of the worst right now. And he's got all his stars. He's got Devontae. He's got Jacoby Myers. He's got Michael Mayer. He's got Jimmy Garoppolo. He's got his guys, and he still can't produce. So until we consistently kind of get over that 20-point mark and we start seeing our offense really flash, his stock is down, in my opinion. And then we got some burning questions. Is it still, and I just kind of touched on this, but is it still the fire Josh McDaniels chant? We've won 2 in a row. We're 3-3. A lot of people still are not on the Josh McDaniels train. I'm not on the train just yet either, but he won't get fired this season. It just won't happen. But I think he's still in the hot seat. He better get at least 3 more wins in this stretch between the Bears, the Giants, and the Jets. He better win those games. The Lions game is going to be a tough one. Hopefully we shock the world, but he better win this one. At least 3 out of the next 4. So, and then really, is our O-line bad? Another burning question. Is our O-line bad? I think our O-line is getting dealt a shitty hand. We got a quarterback that can't throw the ball deep, that can't, back those defenders off, stretch the field. So defenses are stacking the box. Josh Jacobs is still under 4 yards a carry. I think the offensive line is doing as good as they can, considering the fact that we're really one-dimensional. And that's really hard for an offensive line to understand when you got 7, 8 guys coming at one time. So I don't know if it's our offense is bad more than Josh McDaniels can't dial up a well-rounded offense. I think that's the biggest issue right now is our head coach, Josh McDaniels, our offensive guru. He just cannot dial up a well-rounded offense to force the defense to stay balanced. So that's a few of my burning questions. And then last but not least, kind of my prediction. I think we're going to come away, our prediction against a matchup against the Bears, Week 7 in Chicago. It was just announced that Brian Hoyer will be the starting quarterback. I'm gonna drop a video on my in the next day or so with my kind of pregame analysis of the Bears game. So once you see that, click on that, take a look at that. But I think we're going to pull this game off. I think based on all the information that's come out, obviously Justin Fields is out, and our defense playing pretty good. Our defense is kind of winning us games and really taking the momentum on their shoulders. I think we have a really good chance. And so again, I think we'll come out with a win. And if you are interested, I'd really appreciate when you see the next video drop of the pregame analysis of the upcoming Bears matchup. Please click on that, check that one out. So I appreciate you sticking with me. Again, please like the video, hit the subscribe button, turn those notifications on. I definitely appreciate it. But man, Raider Nation, enjoy this week, enjoy this win. I know I will, and I appreciate every one of you. So until the next video, Raider Nation, I appreciate you guys. I'm out.